Welcome to my new blog post 6. And in this blog post, I'm going to discuss about the entity relationship model. So let's start. So before explaining the diagram, I need to elaborate something. Entity relationship model is actually based on a notion of a real world entities and relationships among them while formulating real world scenario into the database model. The entity relationship model basically creates entity set, relationship set, and general attributes and various constraints. ER model is best used for the conceptual design of any database that is required to be designed. Entity relationship model is basically based on two things. Number one is entities and respective attributes and the relationship among the entities. So let's explain the this diagram now. So in this diagram, I have two things. One is T-Rex and second one is ice cream. So basically, what I am trying to say over here is like entity is T-Rex and ice cream is basically another entity. So as I said, like in the real world, so in real world, there are two entities, ice cream and T-Rex. So both have some common attributes with respect, both have some attributes, and these attributes could be for T-Rex, it is its color, its smell, its weight, its speed. And for ice cream, the attributes would be color, level of tastiness, flavors, and the price of the ice cream, right? So how these two entities are basically related to each other, because we have defined the entities and the attributes, but the relationship is basically missing over here. So the relationship over here is like T-Rex would like to eat the ice cream. I know it's quite a separate thing that what I am saying, but I haven't found the meat for the T-Rex. So T-Rex is actually obliged to get the ice cream. So basically, when we talk about entity relationship model, we are talking about two entities or more entities and the relationship among them or between them when we are talking about the two entities. So this is something about the entity relationship model. So you need to understand a few things that we have concluded from the diagram. Is like entity is basically in ER model is a real world entity having properties called attributes, and every attribute is defined by its set of values called domain. For example, when I talk about database, let's assume that I'm creating a school database, and then there will be students, and the students are considered as entity. Students has various attributes like name, age, class, etc. So here I am talking about the T-Rex, and the T-Rex have various attributes that I have elaborated earlier. Then there is a relationship between the entities. So this is the logical association among entities, and it is normally called as relationship. Relationships are basically mapped with entities in various ways, and mapping cardinalities define the number of association between two entities. So when I talk about mapping cardinalities, what does that mean? So there are basically four cardinalities. So first one is one to one, like there's one entity and then there is a second entity, and the first entity, which is T-Rex, and the second entity, which is ice cream. One T-Rex would like to eat only one ice cream. So this is one to one. When we are talking about two of relationship between the two entities, this is one to one relationship. Next is one to many. Like there is one entity of the T-Rex, and then there are multiple entities of the ice cream. And one T-Rex would like to eat many ice creams. Next one is many to one, and there are many T-Rexes, and there is only one ice cream, poor ice cream, and the four T-Rexes. So many T-Rexes would like to eat only one ice cream. So there is another cardinality, which is the fourth cardinality. It is basically many to many. And when we talk about many to many, it means like many entities like TRX would like to eat many ice creams, like um, many ice creams. and this relationship would be called many to many. So I hope so that you have understood the concept of the entity relationship diagram and the related mapping cardinalities.